Well, hi. Today is Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. I'm Todd Studer, and this is Morning Coffee. Things are warming up a little bit, and I have the itch for spring. I'm actually wanting to get out and go camping again, but I think it might be just a touch early. What do you think? Well, it's going to be camping season again before you know it, and the parks will be filled back up again. We should go out and do some more park tours and bring some video back and show you just everything that we have to offer around here for camping or just for hiking. Which there's a lot going on inside of the pot conservation system, and any of the five parks that I would recommend getting out there. I talked with Kate Gerber with the county, and we are going to be doing a season wrap up pretty soon for Crescent Hill to let you know just how things went. It's kind of an interesting year for them with the kind of weather that we have, but they did a great job. And when we went out and did a show from there, the slopes look great. So good people and great work done this year. And we're looking forward to hearing just how everything went. Coming up today, we are going to welcome Joe Huntoon from S&B Kountry Kennel into the studio. And he's going to tell us about some of the updated work that's happening there at the kennel and also about some of the dogs that are currently available for adoption. So that is today's show. Joe Huntoon from S&B Kountry Kennel on Morning Coffee. Technology should be working for you, not against you. At ThinkSpace IT, they provide expert IT solutions to keep your business running smoothly and securely. From cybersecurity and cloud services to network management and tech support, they simplify IT so you can focus on what matters most. Stay protected, stay connected, stay ahead. Visit ThinkSpaceIT.com. If you're looking for a laid-back spot with great food and even better company, it is the Mile Away in Council Bluffs. This family-run bar and grill, your go-to for mouth-watering wings, unbeatable weekly specials, and a welcoming atmosphere that feels like home. Open Tuesdays through Sundays for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And also, you should be following them on Facebook for all of the latest updates that's happening there. I know that Bryce Taylor and I from GLI Insurance, we're talking about going back out there. They were actually our first restaurant highlight that we did, and we're thinking about going back out again and trying some different food than we did last time. I know Bryce had the wings and was just raving about them. So, again, it is the Mile Away on Old Lincoln Highway north of Council Bluffs. Back in the studio, it is Joe Huntoon, S&B Kountry Kennel, and glad to have you back, sir. Always a good time to see you, and always fun to get updates on everything that it is you're doing. Are you ever going to reach a point there at the kennel where you say, hey, we got it all dialed in, and I think this is just the way we want it?
You're not the first person that said that. I don't know. My brain never stops, and so I'm always improving everything all the time.
Well, that's, I think, a good thing, though.
Yeah.
Because it's compelling anytime I'm down there. What's new? Oh, this is new. Oh, look at this. They put a bunch of dirt in here. Oh, look at over here. They've got this work going on in the yard for, with all the different events that are going on. It's just one big constant construction site that never really looks like, I never really see anything happening. I always see it after it's happened. I don't ever see
we try
actually
to get
in
it out
production.
fast. We get it done fast. I don't want a bunch of equipment down there on the yard all the time, but I think this year we've got most of the big construction done with skid loaders and trucks and stuff like that. Now we just let grass grow, and I think we're going to plant more trees and bushes and flowers this year.
Well, speaking of planting grass, I mean, you put out like quite a bit of grass seed, didn't you?
Yep. We've already laid out 520 pounds of seed.
Wow.
And I don't know if that's going to be enough or not.
Really?
Well, it's already got a grass established, so maybe 520 pounds is enough. But yeah, we brought in something like 58 truckloads of dirt. So we had to seed all of that down our driveway just to slope it off. It'll give a nice approach, nice entryway to the kennel. And then our front yard, that's all clay down there, so it hasn't grown that great anyways, but it's been 3 years, so there's still some little pockets of just dirt, so we had to seed all that in too.
You've also been doing some work out in the daycare areas outside to make sure that, dogs aren't going home muddy.
No, got that done. So anybody that follows the page and you watch any daycare videos when it used to be like the half grass, half dirt, mud, and then it went to gravel, and now we got it turfed. It's all done. Now every yard is turfed. All
Everyone,
4 yards are turfed.
all of that turf, once upon a time,
Was
was played on by the University of Nebraska at Memorial Stadium. So the dogs
Cornhuskers.
are going to be very clean and they're going to be very happy. They'll never win another football game, but I'm teasing. I'm teasing. I know we got
You and
Nebraska
Travis would have
fans.
been
Yeah,
great at this.
yeah, I get it. But it's fun to watch the updates online too, because I'd encourage anybody, if you're not following S&B Kountry Kennel on Facebook or any of the other social media platforms, the videos are cool.
Yeah.
There's constant updates. Dogs are all smiling. I mean, I'm putting human emotion on a dog, but it looks to me like they're smiling.
I think a lot of them are. I'd
Yeah.
say they do smile.
And
Yeah.
it's kind of just all in just following people around, and they all just look thrilled to be there.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, small dogs, they have fun. They run back into daycare or out in the play yard when they're playing. They're all that's really cool to watch those dogs and the way they just run back to the room. They're not trying to run out the door with mom and dad. So that says a lot.
Yeah, let me slide you back to when you were first starting this, and you had the concept of this large of a facility. Did you know that the energy that you were going to have in the place was going to be as positive as it is? I mean, was this by design, or was it something, hey, we've got something here, so let's just kind of grow that?
No, I had no idea, and I can even slide back before we got into the bigger facility. I mean, I didn't know what I was getting into back in 2016 at all. When I built the very first kennel at my property, um, I knew when the inspector said you're getting into a good business at a good time, and I had to ask him what he meant by that, and it was just because this day and age, the
Mm-hmm.
baby boomers are all grown up, and it's less children and more dogs, and I was like, okay. I had no idea. I didn't even know how to handle dogs, really. I mean, I've come a long way myself, but then of course the business has,
Yeah.
and getting into the facility that I'm at now, there's been a couple businesses that did close. They aged out and retired in Council Bluffs. There hasn't really been anything, to replace them, and there just wasn't enough kennels on this side of the river at all. So I knew that I had something because I had checked out some other facilities and I toured them, watched their videos or whatever, and I knew that I was doing things differently with dogs. For one, like I said, we don't temperament test the dogs, and we're not turning dogs away for being unruly, or maybe the dogs don't like other dogs. Maybe they want to jump a fence. We're going to take all those dogs. We're not going to try to turn every dog away, because if we turn them away, where are they going to go? They're not going to get boarded anywhere, and their families are going to be stuck at home, or they're going to want to give them up, rehome them. So it's a cycle. So it was just a process. But for us to take them and work with them, board them, let the owners be able to go on vacations and do things with their family. We're one of the only facilities in the Midwest that does that. And I think there's a couple in Omaha that might be a close competitor, but nothing like what we have here in Council Bluffs at S&B.
You touched on something there. It's actually a show that I've got. I'm working on research and putting together a narration for it. And the idea behind it is, if you wait until everything is perfect, you're never going to leave the waiting mode. That sometimes you just have to dive in and you have to say, okay, we're going to find out what friction there is in places after we get going, because there's really no way to know. I'm sure there's a lot of things with this entire facility that you didn't know until after you got going.
No, I had no idea. I was speaking with my ex-father-in-law now, and when we were even coming up with the building size, originally it was going to be a 60 by 90. And then he wanted me to price the next size bigger. So I priced the next size bigger. And then he said, price the next size bigger. And I priced out an 80 by 120. And he's like, go with that. We don't want you to outgrow this thing in 2 years. And like I've said on other shows, it was about 3 years we've hit the max numbers in there. So we have grown exponentially, but now our daycare has really grown. And we only have one spot for our daycare, and that's just one corner of the building. So there's already talks of us building another building on the other side of the pond and putting all the daycare dogs over there. and then opening up, which is Daycare now, into boarding rooms.
Yeah. Well, the reason that this is happening is not just because you're really good at marketing, and not just because you're really good at getting new folks to come in. It wouldn't be happening if the people who had already been there weren't coming back. So
or telling their friends,
yeah,
and
exactly.
referring and things like that. And that's, I always say, and I'll always plug, it's not just me now. You know, I have Sarah, my manager, which she's great. We have a great staff. They all love dogs. So they're really good with the dogs. So I don't know if someone out there hates me, doesn't mean their dog's not loved by my staff. So it's not just a Joe show anymore. Yeah. It's way bigger than me.
Well, I'm curious, the interview process. Are the dogs involved in the interview?
I guess, yeah, in a way, because we do. It's not a working interview. I know I've heard that saying, a working interview before, but there is a trial, and the dogs will weed the people out quicker than we weed the people out, because they're either gonna know they're gonna hate the job. Maybe maybe they're afraid of dogs, or maybe they don't like cleaning up dog messes, and they just thought they would play with dogs all day. And it's not like that at all. You know, there's some work involved.
Yeah, well, of course there is, but it's a labor of love for everybody that's involved with it, and including you. And with the progress that is continuing on, I know you've always got events coming up, always planning for the next thing. You got something coming up in April, don't you?
Yep, April 15th, we have what has been coined as Mosh for Mutts.
Okay.
And I think there's 4 bands actually going to be playing on the stage that I built last year. And I think we said it's going to be more for geared towards a younger audience.
Yeah, it's more of a heavy kind of sound.
Yeah, like a heavy metal mosh.
Right. Mutts, so we're not, getting any Captain and Tennille or
not yet. I do want to do that. I mean, the stage is going to be for all music, you know. I would love to do all different kinds of events out there, and that's what it's for. We have the power already trenched out to the stage, so we could have some live music, and it sounds great out there too. The sound is really good.
The sound is good.
Yeah, it sounds good when they play towards the building. I mean, you can hear it clear as day. It's not distorted or muted by the distance at all.
We talk quite a bit about you on the show, and letting folks know that about the daycare, about boarding, about training, and we also talk about adoption possibilities. And sometimes it feels like I'm just kind of tagging that on at the end without really, thinking too much about it. But this is a great opportunity for someone that is looking to add a dog to their family, that they will know that this dog's not coming out of jail. This dog has been getting a lot of love and training, and is going to be ready for that transition.
Yeah, they get played with a lot. They play with other dogs. If they come in stinky, we're gonna bathe them, and we're gonna love on them. They're just gonna feel like they're at home. So yeah, we got several dogs up for adoption right now, large and small. So I would just ask people, if they're looking to add that dog, come out to the kennel. Keep us in mind. Come out to the kennel. We'll set you up in a room so you can visit with that dog one-on-one. You mentioned training. We are really delving into training a lot more. We have 2 gals full-time training with us. My manager Sarah has been dabbling on the training as well. So, we have basically 3 people that do the training, and we've had some good results, but we're starting to pump that up as well, which going into, if we build another building, we're going to add the training space. So we're going to have the puppy classes and the obedience classes. We're going to add all of that stuff.
Yeah, so people will be able to find out what type of temperament. You guys are really paying close attention to who these dogs are as a dog, if you will. So there won't be surprises. People will know.
No, on our rescues, we know them very well. We know their little quirks, the do's and the don'ts, and things like that. What kind of sets them off, things like that. So, but they're great dogs. I mean, we've had these 2 pit bulls in our care for probably 3 years, and I would really like to see them too. Pappy and Stella, which I know you've met.
Yeah.
Great dogs.
Stella kind of, man, she just broke my heart.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
I
love to take her
reached
home.
out to pet her, and she laid her head right in the palm of my hand and just looked up at me like, turn me down. What are you doing? Not possible.
I know.
Sweet. It's just a sweetheart.
The sweetest little pet.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
So all of that, options for folks that are in the market for adoption possibilities. So is it better to just make the appointment and come in and take a
You can
look?
just stop in.
Yeah.
I don't. You don't have to make an appointment. If you're out and about and you're thinking on a Saturday you want to go look at a dog, come into S&B Kountry Kennel. Just stop in. We got several. We can put you in touch with a lot of them.
Well,
They'd love it too.
At the very least, they're going to get to play with somebody new.
Yeah,
and with that, so man, I love it anytime you come in and talk, and we can learn a little bit more about everything that's going on there. Because the first time that I heard about you has been a few years ago now. That we were introduced at was it a chamber? I think it was a chamber's annual meeting a few years ago. And you were telling me about your facility, and I was like, really? I got to come see this.
You're like, I never heard of you. Didn't even know dog boarding was a thing.
Well, no. But I mean, you hadn't really been going all that long at that point. And so when I got down there, and the first thing that jumped out at me when you were giving me the tour is, I should be just like smelling dog everywhere. And you don't. You just don't, because you make sure that things are cleaned up after, and it's a clean environment for the dogs, which keeps everybody healthy, including them.
Yeah. It's a nice place. It's definitely a must see, if you will. There's not another facility like it. It's one of a kind. That's what's so easy when you just want to improve and just make it like a dog wonderland. When you just envision that. That's what I want it to do.
Hey, before we wrap up here, we also talk about the place there people can take their dogs out. It's a membership.
Oh, the members only park?
Yeah, the members only park.
Yep, members only park, still going. We could use some more members.
Okay.
Obviously. So it's a nice clean park. It's an 1.25 acres. It's got a little pond in the corner. It got a couple gazebos for some shade, and some benches out there. I haven't really come up with any ideas for any improvements on the park. So I don't know what I'm going to do this year.
Well, all of these things, you can learn more by going to the website, sbcountrykennel.com, country spelled with a K, just to make things difficult on me when I'm saying what the name of it is.
Everybody. Every time I have to say my email, country with a K.
Country with a K.
Yeah.
But once you spell it out, it makes sense that it's there. So take a look and what they have on their website. Go in, take a tour, meet some of the dogs that are up for adoption right now. And you never know. You might get a new family member out of the whole thing. He's Joe Huntoon, and S&B Kountry Kennel is the place, and we are very thankful that you came in, and love seeing you every time. And I'm going to get back down and play with some dogs again.
Do it. Thanks, Todd.
All right. Appreciate you, sir. Morning Coffee, supported by Bryce Taylor and GLI Insurance Group, proudly serving Council Bluffs, Tabor, and Clarinda. March in Iowa, well, it's that in-between season. Not quite winter, not quite spring, and it's a good time to take 5 minutes and make sure your home, vehicle, and anything you're pulling out for warmer weather is properly covered. Bryce and the GLI team live and work right here in our area and in our communities, and they're happy to help you head into spring with confidence. GLI Insurance Group, local people, local service, helping our communities in this March of 2026. Service Master Restored by Schmader knows it's hard to get back to normal when you've suffered serious property damage due to flooding, fire, or smoke, and these problems can often lead to mold. It leaves you with all sorts of questions. How am I getting things back to normal? That's why you need to get Cindy Schmader's number in your phone when disaster strikes, and she is the first to admit she hopes it never does, but when it does, you're sure going to be glad that she's there. 402-339-9911. Thank you, Joe Huntoon from S&B Kountry Kennel, for joining us today on the show. Glad to see Joe anytime that either I'm getting there or he's getting here, and hearing about all the updates that are going on at the kennel. My name's Todd Studer. Have a great Tuesday.